The soft gleam of overhead string lights cast a golden glow across the room, wrapping everything in warmth and celebration. Music pulsed gently beneath the sound of cheerful voices, laughter ringing out like bells against clinking glasses. It was supposed to be one of the best nights of my life, my 35th birthday. I'd spent weeks looking forward to it, imagining the people I care about gathering to celebrate not just my age, but the journey so far. Friends, family, colleagues, all packed in the home Sarah and I had built together. Everything was perfect, down to the smallest detail. The gourmet food, the curated playlist, the tailored navy suit my wife had picked out for me. She was by my side all evening, smiling, laughing, introducing me to her co-workers with pride. Her presence made the night feel full. Oh, I believed, foolishly, that this moment was ours to share. But then everything shifted. I was standing near the bar, telling a story with a friend, when I saw her. Across the room, Sarah stood too close to her boss, Richard, her hands resting against his chest, his fingers grazing her waist. Then their lips met, not a stumble or an accident, but a deliberate, tender kiss. It didn't end quickly. She lingered, comfortable, practiced. My world narrowed in that instant, the music fading, the laughter becoming static. I couldn't hear anything except the thud of my heart in my ears. When she looked up and saw me watching, the color drained from her face. Her smile fell. She tried to say something, but I turned away. I didn't need an explanation. I already had one. My steps were automatic. Threading through the crowded room, barely registering concerned glances or the soft murmurs that followed. The cool night air hit me like a wall when I stepped outside. My hands trembled. My chest tightened. We had been together for 5 years. Married for 3. I thought she was my person. Smart, kind, the woman who could always make me laugh. Sure, we'd had arguments, like any couple, but they were minor, never enough to shake my faith in us. We'd been talking about starting a family. Baby names were scribbled on the kitchen whiteboard. Ethan, Sophie. We'd imagined our future together. She was working long hours lately, chasing a promotion. I supported her, always. When she asked if she could invite her boss and team to my party, I said yes without hesitation. I wanted to be her cheerleader the way she had once been mine. Richard arrived late, oozing charm. He shook my hand, complimented Sarah. She's truly one of a kind, he said. I believed him, not realizing what was hidden beneath his polished smile. Now I do. Looking back, the signs were there. Subtle but present. Sarah had become protective of her phone. She stopped joining me for Sunday brunch, claiming she was exhausted. I once walked in on her hastily closing her laptop and jokingly asked if she was planning corporate espionage. She'd laughed it off with a kiss. Don't be silly, she said. When I asked if she was okay, she grew defensive. Why do you always think something's wrong? That kiss, what I saw at the party, wasn't a lapse in judgment. It was familiar, intimate. Her hands knew where to go. His touch wasn't tentative. And she did it at my birthday. No one else saw. The party continued. But she saw me see it. I slipped out without a word. A few minutes later, Jake, my oldest friend, came outside. You all right, man? He asked. I couldn't speak. I just shook my head. Sarah didn't come after me right away. When she did, almost 20 minutes had passed. Her mascara streaked, her voice trembling. Michael, please. It's not what it looked like. I raised a hand. Don't. I saw it. She sank to the ground in front of me, pleading. It was a mistake. Just a stupid moment. That made it worse. If it meant nothing, why risk everything at my party? She followed me home hours later. Her voice was hoarse, desperate. We can fix this. I'll quit my job. I'll cut him off. I'll do anything. I sat in the dark, numb. You've already broken me, I whispered when she reached for me. We moved through the next few days like ghosts. I couldn't sleep. I barely ate. The bed felt foreign. Eventually, I started sleeping in the guest room. The silence between us grew heavier each day. Then I asked her, was that the first time? She hesitated. That pause told me more than any word could. No, she admitted. But it's the first time it felt like Something real. A bitter laugh escaped my lips. And still you invited him. Still you kissed him. Here. She said it started weeks ago. A late night. Loneliness. As though that excused it. I guess you didn't mean for me to catch you either, huh? She broke down again. But I had nothing left to give. One night, I opened our wedding album, flipped through the pages. Her vows, her smile, they stared back at me like a cruel joke. I wondered if I had done something wrong, if I had failed her. But I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. I sent Richard one message. We need to talk, man to man. His reply, not smart. Don't. I called his office. He was on leave. I messaged again. You kissed my wife at my birthday. Hope it was worth it. No response. A week later, Sarah said he'd left the company. Good. Let him vanish. She offered therapy. Promised to change. She begged me not to give up. But trust isn't a light you flick back on. Some things, once shattered, can't be rebuilt. I don't know if I even want this anymore. I told her. She cried harder. Please, don't give up on us. You gave up first. I said, my voice barely audible. That night, in front of everyone. Eventually, I left. Rented a small apartment. Sparse. Quiet. Mine. She still texts. Still says she's trying. That she's working on herself. That we can find our way back. But I'm tired. I don't want to crawl back into a life where I was betrayed so publicly. There's no grand ending. No neat revenge. Just a realization. Sometimes love doesn't survive betrayal. Especially when the person who was supposed to protect your heart is the one who crushed it under a room full of fairy lights.